All right, guys, let's get started on this question. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you are reading the question and you're understanding the question. Just give me an emoji in the chat just so I can see where you guys are at. Okay, I'm getting one thumbs up. I'm going to need a couple more than that, guys. Hello, Mirula. Excellent. All right. I'm going to give you guys about 3 minutes to go through question 1.1. That's okay. That's okay, Hope. We're going to go through it together. I want you guys to go through question 8.1.1 and 8.1.2 and 8.1.3. When you are done looking at all of them, we will then go through the answers. So yeah, you've got, yeah, I'll still make it 3 minutes. I was about to say 1 minute has already passed, but that's not very nice. Okay, all right, 3 minutes, peeps. When you guys are ready, pop your favorite emoji in the chat and then we'll talk. Hello, Nomathubi. No worries, we just got started, so you didn't miss very much. Yes, offense. We're going to have to wait for other people. Give them a second. I love when people are like, this is too easy. Give me something, challenge me, give me something, give me something. Love that. Yes, hello, Anna. Where have you, Anna? No. Yes, first, before you go through the answers with me, you're going to explain to me where you've been. Where have you been? Where have you been? And Q, hi Q. Where have you been, Q? Guys, I don't forget people, hey? I will always remind you that you are not here. How are you doing, Q? Where have you been? Anna, if you want to help me out with these, I'm going to ask you to put your hand up because we're about to finish. Okay. Well, the time's about to be up, so we need to go through the questions very soon. Okay. There's less than 1 minute left. Nice emoji, Lukhanyiso. I think that's like a fencer. I like it. No worries, Funzo, welcome. All right, okay, let's get into some of these answers. Anna, how are you doing?
Hi, ma'am. I'm good, and you, thanks.
I'm good, thank you. You have to answer for your sins. Where have you been?
Ma'am, I've been here, ma'am. It's just I haven't been answering or participating a lot.
Okay, all right. I was almost about to say I don't forgive you, but it's fine. I'm gonna forgive you. It's okay. I'm kind-hearted like that. I'm gonna forgive you just this once. Mm. Yeah.
Thank
Okay. All right. I'm just kidding, my sweetie. It's good to have you back, though. It's great to have you back. All right, let's talk about this. All right, 8.1 says, at a certain school, there are 64 boys in grade 10. Their sport preferences are indicated below. Right, so first thing we already know, Anna, is that we have our sample size. What is our sample size or our sample space?
24, 28, 10, and 22.
But all together, how many students do we have?
64.
Correct, 64. So our sample size is going to be 64. Excellent. All right. So let's see what they're saying here. They say 24 boys play soccer, 28 boys play rugby, right? So we know that one of these is going to be for soccer and the other one is going to be for rugby, right? So the soccer boys are 24 and the rugby boys are 28. All right. So Anna, tell me, over here they tell us that 10 boys play both soccer and rugby. What do I do with this 10? Where does it go?
The 10 goes in between the both circles.
Correct. In between both circles right here. What do we call this? What do we call it when we see and? What is the actual mathematical term for and in probability? The what?
Ma'am, I'm not sure.
Check the chat. Funzo's always helping. Funzo and Nico are always helping. What is it called?
Is it the union?
Look at the other one.
Intersection.
Absolutely, I never doubted you. Of course, yes, it's the intersection. Yes, 100%. You're so right. Yes, it's the intersection. Good. We're looking for the intersection, and that's where the 10 goes in the middle. All right, and now they say that 22 boys do not play soccer or rugby. Where does that do not play soccer or rugby go?
Oh, ma'am, they are our outliers, so they go outside of the circles, inside of the box, but not in the circles.
Correct. Good. So we'll have 22 here. Good. Now let's talk about the soccer and rugby. All right. So they say that 24 boys play soccer. So how many boys play soccer only?
Only. We're gonna say 24 minus 10, and that's
Beautiful. Beautiful. Good. That's it. That's 14. And what about rugby? How many boys play rugby only?
18 boys play rugby.
Absolutely. 10 out of 10. Well done. All 5 more. Well done, Anna. Excellent work. That's exactly what I was looking for. Well done. Sure. Okay. I feel like you guys are going to breeze through this section because it's so good for you guys. Love, love, love it. Funzo, are you ready to do the next section with me?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, my sweetie.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes, let's do it. Okay. Now it says that we need to calculate the probability, right? So remember, when we calculate the probability, we're always going to take the event size over the sample size. All right. So what is the probability that a player chosen at random plays soccer and rugby? Now, Funzo, I don't want you to just tell me the answer. I want you to tell me, how would I write it? I would say the probability of, and then I would write S for soccer. And then what symbol do we use for and? What kind of symbol do we use for and?
It will be like an N.
Correct, like an upside down N. Yes, like that.
Yeah.
Soccer and good. Intersection with rugby. And what is that going to be? What is the probability they're going to be?
So the probability of soccer and rugby will be 10 over 64.
Excellent. But we can't leave it here. You need to simplify. 10 over 64 will simplify to
5 over 32.
Excellent. 5 over 32. Well done. Very nicely done. All right. Excellent. Now let's talk about soccer or rugby, the probability of soccer or rugby. How would I then put this? I would say probability of soccer, and then what symbol would I use in the middle?
A union, a U.
Good. The union with rugby is going to equal to,
It'll be equal to 14 plus 10 plus 18 divided by 64.
beautiful, that's it, plus 18 divided by 64. Excellent. Because all means you could play either of them. So let's add all of those up together. What is that going to give us?
It'll give us 21 over 32.
Correct. So I'm going to get 42 over 64, which is the same as 21 over 32. Well done. Sure. This was too easy for you. I don't know why. I must have given you like a more difficult question. This is too easy. Yeah. Okay.
So, ma'am,
All right.
can I
Let's
try
talk about.
answering the next one?
Yes, absolutely. All right. Let's see what it says. It says here, are the events a grade 10 boy plays soccer at the school and a grade 10 boy plays rugby at the school mutually exclusive? Are they mutually exclusive?
So the events are not mutually exclusive because
Good. No, because
the the event for soccer and rugby, they equal 10, not 0. So when they say mutually
correct.
exclusive, they say we do not have an intersection.
Beautifully put. I couldn't have put it better myself. I could not have said it better myself. That was amazing. No, this is why you're top of the grade. I mean, this is exactly why you're top of the grade. Because just giving, it's giving. Thank you so much. Very, very
you.
well done. Yo, guys, no, on the real though. On the real, give it up for Anna and Funzo. You guys are amazing. Like we flew through that question. It was so fast. Well done, guys. Okay, let's have a look at this next question over here, 8.2 and 8.3. All right, once you're done, guys, remember, pop your favorite emoji in the chat. Tabo, I see you. You just got here. I know load shedding is a load shedding, but it's very nice to have you with us. I'm glad that you could make it. All right, let's have a look at 8.2 and 8.3. Pop your answers in the chat when, oh, not your answers, your favorite emoji in the chat when you're done. Who's that now?
Was that a ghost? Because there's no one who's like unmuted. I see
Yeah,
it's
I'm
coming from
wondering.
you.
No, it was not me. I promise it wasn't me. I don't know what happened. That was not me at all. No, my Shubi. The culprits, the perpetrator, no, my Shubi. Sorry, Nomatri. You just seemed like the first person who laughed, so you're the first person I blamed. All right, peeps, I'm going to give you 1 more minute. I know question 8.3 is quite tricky. So we're going to go through it together in just a bit. Funzo, when you say, can I try, do you mean 8.2 or 8.3? Because I would like 3 different people or 2 different people to try that question, each question for me, please. 8.2, okay. All right, hand up then in that case, because we're going to get started in just a bit. Beautiful. All right. Okay, all right. Funzo, are we ready? Let's look at this next question over here. All right. No offensive at all. All right. Okay, so it says, one morning Samuel conducted a survey in his residential area to establish how many passengers, excluding the driver, travel in a car. The results are shown in the table below. Right. Excuse me. All right, so the question here says, calculate the probability that excluding the driver, there are more than 2 passengers in a car. Now, Funzo, if we want to calculate the probability of anything, we need 2 things. Okay, we're going to need our sample size and we're going to need our event size. So let's start with the sample size. What is the sample size? What is NS?
Is it 10?
No, it's not. Okay, so remember, they want to know the number of or 2 or more passengers, right? So we want to know the number of cars that have 2 or more passengers, but because we're looking for the sample size, we need to figure out how many cars did Samuel survey altogether.
Yeah,
How are we going to figure that out?
So, ma'am, what I said probability of more than 2 passengers, is equals to 6/30.
Correct. So where that sample size, where did you get that 30? How did we find that 30?
I said 7 plus 11 plus 6 plus 5 plus 1, which gave me 30.
Correct. Excellent. So our sample size is 30. Excellent. Now our event size is going to be the number of cars, right, that had more than 2 passengers in a car. Which are those? Which are those?
So more than 2, it's 3 and 4.
Correct. So it's the number of passengers that had 3 or 4. And how many of those are there?
It's 6.
Correct. Good. So you said that the probability of choosing more than 2 passengers in a car is going to be
6/30, which gives us
Excellent.
1/5.
Excellent. 1/5, or you could also say 0.2, or you could also say 20%. Well done, Funzo. That's it. 100%. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Sure. Okay. Well done, guys. All right. Okay, let's look at this next question that we're going to get here. Is it not 7? No offense. How would it be 7? Explain that to me, and I'll tell you where your train of thought may have gone a little sideways. No. Remember, in this case, we're looking for the number of cars, not the passengers, the number of cars. Okay. So 5 plus 1. Okay. All right, let's look at this last question over here, right? Which is a very tricky, we'll be honest with you. Okay, so it says here, if you throw 2 dice at the same time, the probability that a 6 will be shown on one of the dice is 10/36. And the probability that a 6 will be shown on both the dice is 1/36. Now it says here, what is the probability that a 6 will not show on either of the dice when you throw 2 dice at the same time? Now, let's think about this word not. What is the probability of something being not what we want? We want not a 6 and a 6. Okay. What is the probability of not? Let's put it this way. Let's say we throw one dice, right? If I throw one dice, the probability of getting four, the probability of getting a 4 is 1 out of 6, right? So what is the probability of not getting a 4? Let's start there. What is the probability of me not getting a 4? If the probability of me throwing and getting a 4 is 1 over 6, correct, offense, excellent. And Funzo, I see your answer. It's 100% on point. We're going to discuss why. Correct. Offense says the probability of not getting a 4 is 5 over 6. But that's the same as saying 1 minus 1 over 6, because the probability of anything altogether needs to give us 1. So if the probability of getting a 4 is 1 over 6, then the probability of not getting a 4 needs to be 1 minus the probability of getting a 4, which is indeed 5 over 6. Good. So we're going to use this exact logic to get to the answer that we're looking for. The idea that the probability of not A, is equal to 1 minus the probability of A, right? So let's start by figuring out the probability of A, right? The probability of A. Then we can minus that from 1, right? So if we want to find the probability of A, we know that we're going to throw 2 dice, right? 2 of them. The first one is going to give us, we're going to look at the probability of both dice landing on 6. So the probability of that, that one of the dice will end up as 1 over 6 or 6. That would be 10 over 36. Or both of the dice landing on a 6, which is 1 over 36, right? So we know what the probability of getting a 6 on both tries is, right? So now if I wanted to calculate the probability of not either of these, then I'm going to say the probability of not getting a 6 and a 6 or a 6, I'm going to say 1 minus 10 over 36 plus 1 over 36. Okay. Give me an answer, peeps. What are we going to get over here? What's my answer? Funzo's answer is correct. I just want to make sure everybody else is getting the same answer. $11 over 35. Offense check again. Remember, we said 1 minus all of this. Okay, so it's, you still need to say 1 minus 11 over 36, and that's going to give us 25 over 36. Thank you, Nico. That's it. 25 over 36. All right. Okay, give me a thumbs up if this last question that we just did makes sense. Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right, okay. All right, peeps. Okay, let's look at a bit of finance. Okay, but before we continue, let me just get a gauge on how we feel about this particular section. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I'm not comfortable at all, and 10 being I'm 100%, I got probability, ma'am, I understand it. How confident are you in getting the probability section correct? No worries, Tabo, that's okay. I'll take a 5. Who is this? Is their phone, bro? Is this Michael? Michael, is that you? I feel like it's Michael. 8,5, okay. Hope is like a 6. Okay, it's going to take a bit of practice. All right, I'm seeing 7s. Okay, it does take practice, guys. And remember, a lot of probability is about reading. So we need to understand what's been written in order for us to get the correct answers. All right, okay. Tati, hi Tati. Like, see, I don't understand who, like, it's because your phone says, your username says this is their phone, bro. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure how to call you. Hi, Tati. Welcome to Watobe. Okay, all right, let's get into some finance. Okay, we're going to start with something a little bit easy. So have a look at the scenario that you've been given over here. Calculate for questions. Let's look for 7.1, 7.2, 7.3. And when you're ready, pop your favorite emoji in the chat, please. I'll give you 1 more minute, peeps. I feel like every time I say 1 more minute and then Funzo puts an emoji in the chat. It happens all the time. All right, peeps, that's time. Okay, let's have a look at this particular question. It says, read the advertisement below. It says, buy a Samsung J5 for only $229 per month. You have 24 months to pay, no deposit is required. Oh, I see. No deposit is required. Now it says, calculate the total amount to be paid over a period of 24 months. So this is an easy calculation. It's a 1-mark question. So I know I'm just going to go 24 times 229. Pop your answers in the chat for me, guys. 24 times 229. The answer, not the sum. Correct. 5,496. Thank you, Hope. 5,496. All right, and that's why this is an easy one. Now it says the monthly installment quoted in the advertisement is calculated on a hire purchase agreement, which charges interest of 7.5% per annum on the cash price of the cell phone. Show that the price of the cell phone is 4,779 and 13 cents. Now, let me start by asking this question. What kind of interest do we calculate hire purchase on? Correct, that's it, on simple interest. Good, simple interest. So we're going to use the simple interest formula. So A is equal to P, open brackets, 1 plus I times N. All right, okay, so let's look at our A pen. APIN. All right, so what is our A value? Correct. I think offense has given me the correct answer, and that's exactly what I was looking for. The A value that we're going to use is the number that we've just gotten over here, because what we're trying to prove is that after they put interest on the actual amount, what you should have paid was 4,779. If you had bought the phone cash, you would have paid 4,779. So our A value is going to be 5,496. Our interest rate is 7.5%. What is our N? Who can tell me what is N? What N value are we going to use here?
Is that the other way around?
No, teacher, no. So when you pay something, if you pay for something higher purchase, when you look at this 229, they've already added interest onto it. So however much you're paying at the end, it should be going to have interest already on it. So we're looking for P. So we're going to rearrange the formula to see if we actually get what we're looking for, right? So we're going to have 5,496 is equal to P, open brackets. Correct, offensive, we're going to divide, that's it. 1 plus 0,075 times 2. Right, so in order to get P, we're going to go 5,496 over 1 plus 0,075 times 2. Okay, and the answer we should get out is exactly 4,779 Rand and 13 cents. Give me a thumbs up if this is the answer that you get out. Sure. All right, peeps. Okay, let's look at 7.3. Sorry, I just got interrupted by one of the boys. Okay, it says here, calculate the total interest paid over a period of 24 months if the cell phone is bought with the hire purchase agreement. So when we calculate for interest, interest is equal to your accumulated minus your principal. Give me an answer, guys. Therefore, I is equal to how much? Correct, Nico. That's it. Correct. So we're going to take the 5496 minus 4779.13, and that's going to give us a 716.87. Well done, guys. All right. Okay. All right. Let's look at question 7.4 and 7.5 as well. All right. I'm going to give you guys another about 4 or 5 minutes. Let's make it 5 minutes. All right. Have a look at question 7.4 and 7.5. Answer the question for me and let me know what the answers are. Okay. All right. I think after this, we're going to do one more probability question. And then we will call it. We will call it for the evening. All right. Right, 1 more minute. In fact, I think it's less than a minute. We're going to get started in just a second. All right, okay, that's time. Just not show of hands, give me a thumbs up if question 7.4 was okay to answer, or if it was, give me a thumbs down if it was difficult for you to answer. Okay, because it is a bit of a tricky one and we need to make sure that we're understanding how to answer this question as we go along. Okay. All right, because I'm just, okay, Tabo, I agree. Tati, I agree. Okay, it was a bit of a difficult one, but we're going to read this as we go. All right, so it says here that the cell phone is insured at 11%, 11.5% per annum of the cash price, right? The total insurance is calculated and then split up over 24 months. It is then added to the monthly installment. Calculate the new monthly installment if the customer wants to insure the cell phone. So we know how much does the cash price of the phone cost? What is the cash price? Let's start there. Correct, Nico, good. So we know that the cash price is 4,779.13. Now, what we want to do is we want to get 11.5% of the cash price, 11.5% of the cash price. How much is that going to be? Calculate for me, guys. 11.5% of 4,779.13 is okay. Okay, thank you, Offense. Correct, Nico. That's the answer I'm looking for. Good. 549 Rand and 60 cents. Right. Now, this amount that we've just calculated for. Okay, I thought, Offense, somebody might make that kind of mistake. Okay, we might make that kind of mistake. Now, the amount that we've calculated for is for how long? It's not for 24 months. How long is it for? What was the interest rate given per what? What does this say over here? It was given as 11.5% per annum. Correct, per annum, which means what we're looking at over here is how much you would pay for the whole year if you were going to pay the insurance on the phone. So if I want to find out how much I'm going to pay monthly, I would take this amount and divide it by how much? Not by 2. Remember, this is a yearly, and how many, when are you paying for your phone? Every what? This is a yearly amount, and we pay for our phone, correct, over 12 months. That's it. So we're going to take this 549 and divide it by 12. Okay, so 549, 60 cents divided by 12 will give us how much? Correct, Offense, that's it. 45 Rand and 80 cents. Now, this is how much you're paying extra per month. Now, the question says here, calculate the new monthly installment if the customer wants to insure the cell phone. So if you want to insure the cell phone, and this is how much you're paying for insurance, how much are you going to calculate, or how much are you going to pay per month altogether? How would we figure that out? Correct. Yo, Offense, on fire. Correct. You're going to take the monthly amount that you're paying and you're going to add the monthly insurance to it. So we're going to take 229 plus 45 Rand and 80 cents. And that's going to give us how much you'll be paying for the full, or for each month with the insurance. Okay. Which is going to give us 274 and 80 cents. 80 cents. All right, give me a thumbs up if the explanation we just went through made sense, because I know that some of you were having a bit of trouble with the actual answer. Excellent, good, Offense. I'm glad. So it's all in the way that we read the question. It's very tricky. And they do this a lot in finance. They love doing this quite often. All right, let's have a look at this question over here. Now it says the cost of a cell phone is subject to inflation and increases to a cash price of 5,100 Rand after 2 years. Let me ask again, over what kind of interest is inflation calculated? No, Nico, we couldn't. We can't, and I'll explain why in just a second. Guys, inflation is calculated over what kind of interest? Correct, correct, compound interest, that's it. Compound, yes, compound interest. Now they're telling you that the cost of the cell phone after 2 years is 5,100, right? They want you to find the annual inflation rate. The rate, what are we actually calculating for? When we calculate for the inflation rate, what are we actually calculating for? Who knows? What are we calculating for? Percentage, I don't know, correct. Okay, Hope is on point, yes, 100%. We're calculating for the interest. Now, this value over here is how much we're going to get in the future. So this is our A value. What is our P going to be? I is the thing we're looking for, and what is N going to be? We need to fill these in as well. Okay. All right, so we know that our N is going to be 2 years, so we'll have 2. I is what we're looking for. What is our P? What is our principal value? Correct, Nico, 4779,13. All right, and then you can calculate for I. Please pop your answers in the chat. Remember, Offense, this 5,100 Rand is our future value. It's the accumulated amount. Nico's already done, didn't even waste time, just finished. Just fast, already done. Okay, so Nico, let's talk about why we couldn't take the monthly installment and multiply it by the percentage. Now, remember, the monthly installment isn't a true reflection of how much the phone costs. Okay, the phone actually costs 4779,13. But when we take all of the amounts of all of the money that we've paid for the installments, that's 229 times 24, the amount we end up paying is 5,493. So this 229 is not a true reflection of the actual cost of the phone. Okay, because in the question they want specifically the cash price. So we're looking for the cash price and how the insurance is added onto the cash price of the phone and not how much we would pay per month. Okay, I hope I'm making sense, Offense. Okay, cool. All right, okay, let's look at this question over here, and then I think we're out of time. We're going to stop it there. All right, so I know that I'm calculating inflation on compound interest to the power of N. So I'm going to put my values in. 5,100 is equal to 4779,13, open brackets 1 plus I to the power of 2. All right, so we're gonna have to take things a little bit slow. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 4779 on both sides. So I'm going to get 5,100 over 4779,13 is equal to 1 plus I to the power of 2. I want to get rid of that power of 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to square root both sides. I'm going to square root both sides. And if I square root both sides, this is going to fall away. And that is what I'm going to have left. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Then the last thing I'm going to have to do to isolate I is take the 1 over to the other side and make that minus 1. And if I punch that into my calculator, I'm going to get I is equal to 0,033, right? And then to get the interest, because interest rate is calculated in percentage, I'm going to multiply this by 100. Therefore, my interest rate is 3.3%.